lecture. This is lecture number 12 of Principle of Concrete Structure Design, and in this lecture number 12 we will study the remaining part of chapter number 5. And our previous lecture we have completed the half of the two-way slab design, and right now in this lecture we will try to complete the two-way slab design, and then we will try to solve another problem related to two-way slab design. Let's continue, but before continuing I want to ask you the same question which I always ask from you guys, that if you have any question in the two-way slab design or one-way slab design, please ask me. If you have any question in the previous lecture, please ask me. Mr. Charlie, Mr. Bell, Mr. Bruce Wayne, and the remaining students, all of you, if you have any question in this lecture, please ask me. And the previous lectures, if you have any question, please ask me. Do you have any question? Mr. Bell, Mr. Bruce Wayne, Mr. Charlie, Mr. Dragon, Mr. Joe, any one of you, if you have any question, please ask me. Uh, 54 students are present now. Why the students are absent today? Mr. Joe, if you know the reason, please tell me. You are the monitor of the class.
Yeah.
Why so many students are absent today? Okay, let's continue.
Maybe they try to connect the internet.
Maybe. Okay, one of the students have told me that he was unable to join this meeting, but okay. I can't wait for them because I need to finish my lecture within time. In even 15 minutes are already passed. Okay, if you can hear me very clearly, so let's continue our lecture. If you remember, let me remind you guys that what we have studied yesterday. We have tried to started the analysis of two-way slab or beam system, and we have studied the background knowledge related to two-way slab. We have studied the behavior, the only one thing, how can you differ that either the structure is one way or two way, this kind of slab is one way or two way, or the only one thing that is, if this long span divided by short span is greater than or equal to 2, that will be one-way slab. If it is less than 2, then it will be a two-way slab. Clear? And all these things, the direction of moments, whatever, and these formulas have been studied in the previous class. But let me remind you that these are the few steps that we need to follow them in our design. That, for example, the first step is you need to calculate in two-way slab design H minimum, the thickness of the slab. How can we calculate this thickness of the slab? The only one formula that is available, that H minimum is equals to perimeter divided by 180. The perimeter of the slab divided by 180, you will get the thickness of the slab, and then you need to calculate the loads which are applied on that type of slab, and then after that you need to calculate the M factor, that is LA divided by LB, Then decide about the case of the slab. That either there are 9 cases available. That which case is this? Either it is a case 1, 2, 3, or whatever till case 9. And then when you decide the case, use table to pick moment coefficients. Moment coefficient means CA negative, CB negative, CA positive dead load plus live load, CB positive dead load plus live load. All these coefficients should be taken from the 6 tables which I have shared with you. The 7th table will be explained when we are using it. This 7th table, I will explain this 7th table later, because I will use this table in example number 2, I guess, the second example of two-way slab. Okay, and then you need to, when you have picked these moment coefficient, then you need to calculate the moments and then design it. We have already calculated the moment values by using these 4 formulas: MA negative, MB negative, MA positive dead load plus live load, MB positive dead load plus live load. These moments have already been calculated in the yesterday's class by using these 4 formulas, and then you have to apply this reinforcements with respect to the spacing of S maximum is equals to 2HF according to SCI 13.3.2 class on the structure which we have designed. Okay, so these are the basic steps to design the two-way slab problem. And we have calculated, we have finished this example number 3, and the steps which we have finished in the previous class, that we have already calculated H minimum. Let me remind you that this is the example of two-way slab of 3D model of a house is given there. We need to design this slab. This S1 have to be designed. Over here we have already studied that only this part, this side of the slab is continuous and the remaining 3 sides are discontinuous. This side is discontinuous because of this expansion joint present there. Clear? This side is discontinuous because of this expansion joint. While the surface dead load 4-inch thick mud layer is applied on the surface of the slab. 2-inch thick brick tile layer is also applied on the surface of the slab. Live load is also available, that is 40 psf pounds per square feet. FC prime is 3 ksi. 3 ksi means 3000 pounds per square inch, and 3 ksi means 3 kilo pounds per square inch. Fi is 40 ksi, 40 kilo pounds per square inch. And this building we will design a two-way slab for rooms. This is our two-way slab S1. We will try to design this numerical, that two-way slab problem, that we have to design this slab S1. The dimension of the slab is LA is 12 feet and LB is 16 feet. And this numerical we have tried to solve the first thing, that was H minimum, by using this formula, perimeter divided by 180, which gives us the answer, that is equals to 3.73 inches. And we have to assume the value of thickness greater than this value, means approximately on the best of the knowledge which we have, that assume 5-inch thick slab so that we can design it efficiently to provide a sufficient compression zone over here. So that's why we have selected 5-inch slab, which is a little greater than this value. And then you need to, the second step is to calculate the loads. How can we calculate the load? You have the unit weight of concrete, unit weight of mud, and unit weight of tile layer. Clear? The unit weight of concrete is 150 pounds per cubic feet. Mud have also 120 pounds per cubic feet, and tile layer have also the unit weight of 120 pounds per cubic feet. Clear? And then we have multiplied all these values with corresponding thicknesses. Like slab thickness is 5 inch, so that's why it is multiplied by 5 divided by 12 to convert the why this is divided by 12 to convert this inches into feet to convert the unit. And then 4 divided by 12 because the thickness of the mud layer is 4 inches, which is given, and the thickness of the tile layer is 2 inches, which is given. So that's why these are the corresponding weights, dead loads of these layers. This is the self weight of the slab, this is the weight of the mud layer, and this is the weight of the tile layer. Clear? Because of these thicknesses we have calculated their corresponding weights. Then you need to calculate the total dead load is equals to summation of all these three. Summation of all these three gives you the total dead load that is available here. And the factor dead load, as I told you before, the dead load factor is 1.2, which gives you answer 147 kilo pounds per square feet, and live load factor is 1.6, which gives you the answer 0.064 kSF. And the total factor load will be this plus this will gives you the answer that is 0.211 kilo pounds per square feet. And then you need to define Mr. Bell, yesterday you are getting wrong again and again because of the selection of cases. Try to understand that first of all you need to find out that whether which type of case is this. This is your LB side, longer side, that is 16 feet, and this is your LA side. Clear? Now first decide that one LB side is continuous, as you can see these shaded lines, and all the remaining sides are discontinuous. So you need to find out the case in which one LB side is continuous. So I have the case that is available, case number 6, in which this one LB side is continuous. You can see this side is LB, this is LB, and this side is LA. Clear? So LB side is continuous, so that's why we have decided that this is case number 6. Now you can calculate LA divided by LB to find out the value of M, that 12 divided by 16, which gives you the answer of 0.75. By using all these, by using the value of M and the case number 6 to find out all these moment coefficients from the table A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and A6. With those tables are given over here. Clear? So these are the moments coefficients which have been found because of these tables. You can, in this table, this is table for C and negative. You can see here. Find out the value from case number 6, and M value is 0.75. The value which is available, that is 0.088. Similarly, CB negative is 0. CA positive dead load is 0.048. Similarly, CB positive dead load is 0.013. CA positive live load is 0.055, and CB positive live load is 0.016. Clear? So, and then summarize these values. This is the formulas to calculate the moments. These are the 6 coefficients, and these are the factored loads which we have already calculated. So use these 6 coefficients and these factored loads. This is factored dead load, factored live load, and total factored load. Use these values to calculate the moment values. So MA negative is calculated MA positive dead load plus live load, MB positive dead load plus live load are already been calculated because of these. I have explained all these things yesterday in our yesterday's class, but I am explaining it again for your reminding. Then MA, MB negative and MA positive, MB positive values have already been calculated. These are the values and keep fit. If I need these values to be converted in inches, then just multiply all these three or four values with 12. You will get the answer in inches. Keep inch. Clear? And then use these values to find out the area of steel. How can we calculate the area of steel? Let's discuss that thing over here. First, determine the minimum capacity. How can we determine the minimum capacity? The formula which is available for AS minimum, from here, this is the new lecture. The formula which is available for area of steel minimum, that is 0.002 BHF. Clear? So 0.002 BHF can be found that B is always equals to 12 inches. If this is not available, so B is equals to 12 inches. HF is already calculated that it is equals to, where is it? It is equals to, this is HF. HF is equals to 5 inches. Clear? Use this 5 inches value over here and you will get the answer of AS minimum, which is equals to 0.12 inch square. Just find out the value 0.12 inch square. Where is it? It is at this position. The 0.12 inch square is over here. This is 0.13, this is 0.11. 0.12 is in between these two values. This is 10, this is 12, so the average is 11. So that's why we have decided to choose AS minimum at the rate of number 3 at the rate of 11 inch center to center. You can see over here number 3 at the rate of 11 inch center to center by using the value 0.12 exactly. Clear? And why I have selected to use number 3 at the rate of 9 inch center to center, I will explain this term after few minutes. Okay, now you have already decided that AS minimum is 0.12 inch square and AS minimum is actually the bar selection is number 3 at the rate of 11 inch center to center by using this table. And all these things that phi mn, or if you want to calculate, if actually there is no need to calculate the moment, but if in any case if you want to calculate the moment from the area of steel, then how can we calculate? You can use this formula, phi mn equals to phi AS minimum Fy d minus a by 2, whereas phi is the strength reduction factor for slab. AS minimum is already calculated, that 0.12. Fy is 40 ksi, and this question d is effective depth. If you remember, d is effective depth, which is already been discussed before, that n is one-way slab problem. This is d. Over here, this is d. The total HF value in example number 3 is 5 inches and D is 6 minus 1 means 5 minus 1. So D will be equals to 4 inches. It depends on your choice. Either you want to calculate or not. If you want to calculate, then D value will be equals to 4 inches. Clear? And A value can be calculated by the formula which is available and beam design, that compression stress block, the depth of compression stress block, the formula is available. Just put the values in that formula, you will get the value of a, small a. Then put all these values together, you will get the answer of nominal moment, that is equals to, or the minimum moment, that is equals to 16.94. If any value is less than 16.94 or less than 0.12 inch square, then you have to use exactly, you have to provide AS minimum steel. If any moment or any area of steel, Mr. Fred, please don't talk. Okay, if any value is less than, means for example my area of steel is 0.11 inch square. Listen guys, if my area of steel is less than this value, then I have to directly select AS minimum. If my area of steel is greater than 0.12, then I have to provide that area of steel. For example, you can see the value or the moment value that is less than 16.94, we have to provide this area of steel. If the value which is greater than 16.94, then we have to calculate area of steel and selection of bars for that type of steel. For example, MA negative moment is this one, and the area of steel calculated by this moment with by using of this moment, we have 0.23 inch square. How we have calculated this value? Can anyone tell me, Mr. Bell, Mr. Bruce Wayne, Mr. Fario? Please listen here. That did you understood that how we have calculated area of steel by using this moment? Which formula we have used? How we have calculated this area of steel? Mr. Bell, Mr. Dragon, please reply me. Mr. Fario, Miss Granda, any one of you, if you know about this, then you have to answer me. Please see on the board. And when we are designing the slab, you have to first calculate H minimum, which is 5 inch in this case. Then you have to find out the loads, means WU, and then you have to calculate or find out the, you have to decide the case, and after selecting the case, find out the M value. Please don't talk. When you have calculated the cases, you have the value of M factor. When you have calculated the M factor, you can find out CA negative, means you can calculate or you can find out these coefficients values. When you have all these values, and then you can calculate moments. When you have calculated the moments, all 4 moments are available in your hand, then you have to go for AS minimum, the designing. AS minimum can be calculated 0.02 BHF. B will always be equals to 12 inches, and HF value or H value which is available, that is 5 inch. And then you have to calculate after this we need to calculate the moments of, you have MA negative, MB negative, MA positive, MB positive. If any value is greater than this as minimum, for example, I am going to calculate, this is 32 point something, this is 0, this is I guess, how much is this value? At 18.36 and 8.54. This is 18.36 and this is 8.54. Kip inch, kip inch, kip inch. Now the question arises, how can we calculate area of steel by using these values? The formula which is available, that area of steel is calculated by this formula. Let me write with another color. Rho BD. Rho steel ratio multiplied by B multiplied by D. Clear? What is rho, what is B, and what is D? Rho is steel ratio, B is 12 inches as I told you before, and D is the effective depth, means 5 inches minus 1, that will be equals to D value. But how can we calculate this? Only one unknown that is available. That how can we calculate the steel ratio? The formula which is available, the longest formula, rho is equals to 0.85 Fc prime over Fy 1 minus square root 1 minus 2 divided by 5 Fc prime B square, I guess. Let me confirm this formula, but we have to use this formula when we are calculating the area of steel. Only one thing which I have missed, that is 0.85. 0.85 pi Fc prime B square. You have to use this formula to calculate the rho required and then put this value and area of steel, and then you have to calculate the area of steel by using this formula. Clear? If any one of you didn't understood any part of this numerical, please ask me. Dear students, this is the last minute of this first section. Mr. Bruce Wayne, Mr. Bell, if any one of you have any question and this numerical till now, please ask me. I will continue this solution after few minutes. Please join the meeting again so that I can continue. The call will be disconnected within few seconds. Please join it again. See, dear students, this is the thing which I have explained, that we have calculated H minimum value, loads, cases, M factor, coefficients, and moment values. And by using these values, the next step is to calculate area of steel minimum. The formula which is available to calculate area of steel minimum is 0.002 BHF, whereas B is equals to 12 inches and HF is equals to 5 inches, because the thickness of the slab is 5 inches. We have 4 moment values. How can we calculate area of steel by using these moment values? The formula which is available, that area of steel equals to rho BD. Clear? And rho is basically, and this formula, rho is basically the steel ratio. And how can we calculate steel ratio? The formula to calculate the steel ratio is 0.85 FC prime over Fy, 1 minus square root 1 minus 2 mu 0. Divided by 0.85 phi FC prime BD square. You have the value of FC prime, that is 3 ksi, Fy value is 40 ksi, 1 minus square root of 1 minus 2 mu. 2 mu means mu is basically the value of these moments. If I am calculating the area of steel for this moment Ma negative equals to 32, then I have to put this 32 value over here, to multiply by 32, then divided by 0.85. Phi value will be equals to 0.9, FC prime is 3, B value is 12, and D value is 4 inches. Put these values together and you will get the answer of steel ratio required, that is equals to rho, and put that value and area of steel, AS equals to the area of steel multiplied by B value. B is basically equals to 12 inches as I told you, and D is, in this case, D will be equals to 4 inches, means 5 minus 1 inch equals to D, that will be equals to 4 inches. Clear? So likewise, and this way I have sent you this formula, and this way you can calculate all these steel ratios, which steel ratio, area of steel can be calculated by using these moments. So we have already calculated area of steel. I am not extending this numerical to a long length, but I have just calculated by those formulas which I have written on the board, and I have already shared this picture, the picture of this whiteboard on your WeChat group. You can see and you can remind these formulas. Clear? And if, as I told you, if the moment value which is less than this value 16.94, then we have to exactly use 16.94. Clear? Okay, right now you need to find out the values area of steel 0.23 and 0.13 and your table. That first of all, can you find 0.23? is not available exactly. So what I am trying to do, the same technique which I am following, this is 0.24, 0.22. The middle value will be the average of 5.5 divided by 6, 5.5 plus 6 divided by 2, which will gives you the answer of 0.23. Means this is 0.23. And this value will be equals to 5.5 plus 6 divided by 2, which gives you the answer. That answer is equals to 5.74. Clear? So that's why I am using 0.23 is equals to 3. Bar size is number 3 and the spacing will be 5.74 inches. That's why it is written here. Clear? And similarly, the another value 0.13 which is available here. 0.13 can be exactly provided on 10-inch center to center. But in my case, why I am using, now the question is why I have used number 3 at the rate of 9-inch center to center, number 3 at the rate of 4.5, and number 3 at the rate of 9-inch center to center. Again, number 3 at the rate of 9-inch center to center. To provide the steel on the same dimension, like let me draw on the board. For example, if this is for example, this is your for example, this is my slate. This dimension is 16 feet and this dimension is, for example, 12 feet. Now, I have already calculated the values of steel reinforcement. But the question arises, some values are at number 3 at the rate of 9-inch center to center. What does it mean? Some values are number 3 at the rate of 4.5-inch center to center. Why I have selected these values? Exact value is, for example, my exact value is number 3 at the rate of 11-inch center to center. But I am not using this value. I am using this value. Why? Because see over here, this is spacing, this is steel reinforcement will be like this. The spacing between these two reinforcements, this is 9-inch, as I told you, and this is 4.5 is selected because The one steel means this one bar will be in the center of these two bars. Means after each slab, as you can see, this, for example, this is the steel ratio. These are the steel bars which I am providing. It means after one or two bars, for example, see here, these are the bars of number 3 at 9 inch center to center. 9 inch, again the third bar will be like this. 9 inch, the fourth bar again will be like this. 9 inch, and after, if I want to select another side steel, this another bottom steel, for example, it is on this way. One steel will be, second steel will be in the center, then fourth, then and again center, then fifth, then again center, then the next steel. This is 4.5, 4.5, 4.5 like that. It means after one steel, after each steel, another steel can overlay. These are the steels, and you can see over here, these are the, for example, steels. After these two steels, you can see, for example, this is the steel and this is the steel, and let me use another marker. After this one and this black one, the middle steel will show you that after this second steel, that another one can overlap. You should overlap these steels. These steels should be overlapped like this. These steels should be overlapped like this. How can we overlap them? We can overlap them by using the dimension as 9 inch and 4.5 inch. If it is 5 inches or it is 6 inches, then we cannot overlap these steels. So the only one way that is available, that we have to overlap these steels by using this technique, as I have shown you on the board, that if I want to provide a steel like this, as let me draw over here, these are the steels at 9 inch center to center, for example. This dimension is 9 inch, this is 9 inch, this is 9 inch, and the steel which is being applicable because of this moment, MA negative, that is 5.74. But I cannot use 5.74. I will use 4.5. Why? Because this dimension should be like that. This is steel. Let me use another color. These two steels can overlap. These two steels can overlap. Similarly, if I provide more steels, and you can see that this will be at center, then center, and then. So we can say that after one steel, the another steel can be overlapped with one another. These steel can overlap, and similarly this steel can overlap. The steel and this center, the bottom steels, as you can see, this bottom steel dimension is 4.5 inches and the top steel dimension is 9 inch center to center. So we can say that this steel, on another hand, this steel have to be applied at 4.5 inch, so that the one steel after another can overlap with one another. That's why we have selected this dimension, and from this you can provide that as I have arranged this thing like that, for example, this is MT1, we have designed this slab, clear, and this slab, this is MT1, the continuous end, MT2, MT2 and MT2, these are discontinuous ends, and M1 is at the center, the positive steel. So the positive moment which are available, MA positive and MB positive, the value is equals to, as you can see, MA positive and MB positive is same value. So that's why it is S1 slab, depth is 5 inches, M1 steel is number 3 at the rate of 9-inch center to center, and MT1 and MT2 are being applicable. MT1 is at the continuous end and MT2 is at the discontinuous end. So at continuous end it is 0. Number 3 at the rate of 4.5 inches, and at the discontinuous end it is being applicable again. If the value of my value is MB negative is actually 0, so that's why when the area of steel is 0, so we can provide the area of steel at minimum value. So that's why we have selected as you can see from here. That's why we have provided the area of steel minimum, that is number 3 at the rate of 9-inch center to center, which you can find out here. At discontinuous end, number 3 at the rate of 9-inch center to center. By using this values, you can draw this diagram. This is the diagram of cross-sectional area. This is cross-sectional area. We have cut this area from this position. You can see this is A. A means the section A is cut it from here for this slab. The length of this slab from this direction, that is equals to 12 feet. The bottom reinforcement, or M, as you can see, this is your where is it? Yeah, over here. This is your main reinforcement, number 3 at the rate of 9-inch center to center, and in other direction it is also number 3 at the rate of 9-inch center to center. And the top reinforcement is number 3 at the rate of 9-inch center to center, and this cut off because of L, this 12 divided by 4 is equals to 3 feet. This length shows this cut off. Okay, and another side it is also L, the continuous end, the center part, this is L divided by 3 is equals to 4 feet, and the top reinforcement is again the same, number 3 at the rate of 9-inch center to center, but another direction, as I told you, this is the continuous part, and another direction, this steel reinforcement is number 3 at the rate of 4 at continuous end. It will be number 3 at the rate of 4.5-inch center to center. So that's why it is marked here. Clear? This is all done. This was the numerical of two-way slab, and this is the numerical which you have to use for your project slabs. I will try to solve another numerical, example number 4, which is completely same as your project. If you understood example number 4, it means you can solve your project very easily. Before starting this numerical, I want to ask all of you that if you have any question, dear students, please ask me. Mr. Bell, Mr. Bruce Wayne, try to solve this example number 3 at your home, and then discuss with me, because I know you students didn't solve this kind of numerical at home. First solve it. When you are not understanding any part of any question, then discuss with me. I will try to explain on text on your WeChat group, and I will even explain on the pages, and then maybe I will try to explain all these things on a video call. But don't worry, I will try to explain again and again until you are not understanding. So yes, Mr. Fario, Mr. Dragon, Mr. Bell, Mr. Bruce Wayne, do you have any question till now? Mr. Bruce Wayne, why your camera is off today? And Miss Kuzma, Miss Elsa, Miss Granda, all of you, please, if any one of you have any question, please ask me. Mr. Dragon, where are you? Where's Mr. Charlie? He is not active in these days. I don't know why. And one more thing, I want to announce you that I am not taking any quiz in this week. Tomorrow there will be no quiz because I have postponed this quiz in week number 8. These quizzes will be held in teaching week number 8. Okay. When you come after the holidays, then in the first week or after the holidays, we will take the quizzes. Do you have any question, Mr. Bell, Mr. Bruce Wayne, Mr. Dragon, any one of you? Okay, let's try to solve the next numerical. Mr. Dragon, Mr. Bell, and the remaining class, please concentrate. This is the next numerical, example number 4. This is the plot of the structure which is given, 3-story commercial building. The dimension of this building is 100 by 60 feet. 3-story commercial building is to be designed. The grids of column plane are fixed by the architect. And this example, the slab of one of the floors of this 3-story building will be designed. What we will do in this building, we will only design the 1 floor slab. These are the 3 floors, as you can see, floor 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we will try to solve only 1 floor slab. And then we will also try to solve the columns and whatever the beams which are being lying beneath these slabs. We will try to design all those beams too. So this is the example which is completely related to your project. Please try to understand this numerical, which is very important according to your project point of view. You have to submit your project at the end of this course in week number 13. So please try to understand. Let's continue this numerical. Mr. Bell, Mr. Bruce Wayne, please, you are the active students, please try to understand. The size, this is the given data. Slab thickness is 7 inches. No need to calculate H minimum. Okay. Column size is 14 by 14 inches. Beam size is 14 by 20 inches. When you are designing your project, you can also use these dimensions. Slab thickness 7 inch, column size 14 by 14, and beam size 14 by 20 inches. Superimposed dead load is nil. There is no superimposed dead load. Self weight of the slab can be calculated. That the unit weight multiplied by its thickness of the slab. So unit weight is 0.15. Thickness is 7 and divided by 12, which gives you the answer 0.0875. This is the self weight. Live load is 144 PSA, which is given. So if I want to convert it into KSF, this will be equals to 0.144 KSF. And WU for this question, that is total WU equals to 0.336 KSA. Clear? Let us name these panels. This is panel 1, panel 1, this is panel 1, and this is panel 1. Clear? Because these corner panels are equal and dimension also equal in the symmetry, that two sides are discontinuous and two sides are continuous. Clear? Then panel 2, these are quite similar. Then panel 3 are similar and panel 4 are similar. So that's why this project is divided in 4 panels. But when you are solving your project, you have to divide this structure, your project structure and the panels by like this. Let me show you. For example, this is your structure. This dimension is 60 feet. This dimension is again 60 feet. This is continuous side. This is also continuous side, and the other two are discontinuous. So this is considered to be panel 1. This is also considered as panel 1. This is also considered as panel 1, and this is also considered as panel 1. Because all the dimensions are same, all the symmetry is same. These 4 panels will be considered as panel 2. And this will be considered as panel 3 if you want. If you don't want, then you can also consider these panels like this. This can be panel 2, panel 3, and this can be panel 4. But I will suggest you, the design of these 4 panels is quite similar design. All the values are similar. So what I suggest you, that don't go for 4 panels, just use 3 panels. This is 2, this is 2, and this is 3. Yes, the total panel set you need to use, there are 3 panels. Now you will try to understand that why these panels are divided, why this complete slab is divided into panels. Let me explain. These panels are divided, and this complete slab is divided into small panels so that we can easily calculate the values. Like as you can see, we have just calculated the loads, and then we are going towards, we have divided the panels, and then the first panel, this first one, this is for panel 1. Panel 1 shape is this one. This side and this side is discontinuous, and this side and this side is continuous. So this is the shape of panel 1. These two sides are continuous and these two sides are discontinuous. Clear? So LB dimension for panel 1 and LA dimension for panel 1 is given here. What is the dimension? This is 20 feet and LB dimension is 25 feet. Clear? So exactly it is 20 feet and 25 feet, but at the center this is actually the Mr. Bruce Wayne, what are you doing? Mr. Dean. Do you guys concentrating on this lecture? If you are not interested to listen this lecture, please just tell me. I will stop teaching you. This is very important. This numerical is very important, very important, because of your project, because of your exam point of view, because of your quizzes. If you are not understanding this numerical, then discuss with me. But if you don't want to listen to me, then it means you don't want to learn. Then why I am teaching you? Simple say, sir, I don't want to listen you. Then don't worry. If you are just here for the attendance, then don't worry, I will not mark you absent. I will always mark you present. Just tell me your name and ID number, I will mark you present. Then don't need to come to my class. If you are not here for learning, you are just here for present, you are just here for attendance, then don't come to my class. Just tell me your ID number and name, I will mark you present. Don't worry. Attendance is nothing. The learning is important. If you are not learning, if you are not listening me carefully, you don't want to learn from me, then don't waste your time. Just go. And if you are the knowledge seeker, if you want to learn something new from me, then please listen me. I am here, and most important thing, this course is very important, because the next course is the advanced form of this course. If you cannot understand, if you don't understand this course in this semester, you will not be able to understand the next semester course, the concrete structure design, computer based design. So for studying that courses, the next semester course, please try to understand this course. Principles of concrete structure design is the prerequisite of the next concrete structure design course of 4-story building. So please try to understand this thing. The everything is very important. Let me okay, let me explain it. As you can see here, just a minute. Okay, dear students, listen. Let me start it again. This is your example number 4. 3-story commercial building and this building we will only design one floor slab. For example, means this is the slab of first floor, so we have to design the slab of only one floor. The dimension of this floor is 100 by 60 feet. As you can see, these are the dimension. There is 100 feet each. There are 4 panels in it, 25 feet, 25, 25, 25. Total is 100 feet, and in this direction this is 60 feet. So there are 3 panel spans available. Each span is about 20 feet. Clear? This is the panel. This is the building. This building. This is the layout of the building. It have 12 panels. So all these 12 panels are divided into 4 categories. Panel 1 is same, panel 2 are same, panel 3 are same with each other, and panel 4 are same. Clear? These small boxes means these are the columns of, as you can see, these are the columns of this building. This vertical line shows the columns. So these are the columns of the building. This dotted line shows the center line of this building. As you can see, the column dimension is 14 inches. So the dimension, if I want to take the dimension from this dotted line to this line, so this will be equals to what? This will be equals to 25 minus 14 divided by 12, which gives us the answer that is equals to 23.83. Clear? Did you understand this step? The slab thickness is 7 inches, which is given in the question. Column size is 14 by 14 and beam size is 14 by 20 inches. Superimposed dead load is not available, so that's why it is nil. It is equals to 0. Self weight of the slab can be calculated by unit weight of the concrete multiplied by the thickness of the slab, which is 7 inch. That is equals, that will gives you the dead load of this slab. Live load is 144 pounds per square feet. That is equals to 0.144 kilopounds per square feet. WU can be calculated, as we have explained this before. The WU can be calculated by this formula. WU can be calculated by this formula, that WU is equals to 1.2 multiplied by dead load plus 1.6 multiplied by live load. So dead load is available, live load is also available. Put these values in this formula, you will get the answer that is equals to WU, means the factored load. So now you can calculate all the values of cases. First of all, try to find out, this is panel 1. We are solving for panel 1. Clear? Panel 1 is, the shape of panel 1 is this one. This is the continuous part. As you can see, this is, these lines shows that this is the continuous part, and the remaining 2 parts are discontinuous. So this side is continuous and this side is continuous. So find out that which case is this one. This is meeting with, this is only one LB side is continuous and LA side is one continuous. So find out over here, this is case number 4. Case number 4 is quite matching with panel 1. So that's why this is case number 4. It is decided that this is the case number 4. Then you need to find out the M value. LA divided by LB equals to 0.78 or 0.8. So what is the value of LA actually? As I told you, this is LA, this is LB, and LA can be calculated by the same formula, that 20 minus 14 divided by 12, which will gives you the answer that is equals to 18.83. feet. Clear? So LA is 18.83 and LB is 23.83, which gives you the answer that is equals to 0.78. When we round about this, this is equals to actually 0.8. Just round this figure. Dear students, if any one of you have any question, and this one-way slab design, two-way slab design problem, you can ask me. This numerical example number 4 will be studied in the next class. We will study this numerical in the next class because the time is almost finished. I will, and this meantime, the students are joining. If any one of you have any confusion, any question, any kind of question, Mr. Bell and all of the remaining class like Bruce Wayne, Mr. Simba, Mr. Leo, Mr. Joe, any one of you have any question, please ask me. Mr. Reagan, Bell, Bruce Wayne, Miss Grenda, Miss Serial, Miss Alisa, Miss Helen, any one of you have any question? Yes, Mr. Dragon, do you have any question? Any suggestion to improve my...
I don't know the 14.
Okay, this 14 inches. Okay, let me show you. You are confused with this figure, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me show you that this is the center line method. The dimension of this column is given 14 inch. Clear? And just listen here. This dimension, this is my column. This box is my column. As you can see here, this box is my column. The dimension of this box is 14 by 14 inch. Clear? This box dimension is also 14 by 14 inch. This box dimension is also 14 by 14 inches. Now listen, if I want to draw this center line, this dotted line means center line. So from one center line to the another center line, from this center line to this center line, what will be the dimension? This is total 14 inches. This dimension is this line, this small line is 14 inches. This is also 14 inch. Means 7 inch on this side, 7 inch on this side will be subtract from this 25 feet dimension. 25 feet is exactly from this side to the center. This is 25 feet. So 25 feet, from 25 feet I have to subtract 7 inch from this side and 7 inch from this side. That's why 25 minus 14. Clear? And this 12,
Yes, I know.
to divide it into, to convert the unit, that's why I have divided by 12. If any other question, Mr. Dragon, if any one of you, Mr. Bell, if any one of you have any other question, please ask me. Mr. Bruce Wayne.
Why it need to divide the 12?
It needs to be convert the same unit. Means this 14 is in inches and this 25 is in feet. So I cannot subtract 14 inches from the 25 feet. How can I convert? How can I subtract it? Only one thing, that all the units should be same. So that's why I have divided this 14 divided by 12 to convert this inches into feet. Clear? This 14 is in inches. So to convert it into feet, so that's why I have divided by 12. Mr. Bruceman, do you have any question? Mr. Jack, Marcus, Dragon, Charlie, any one of you have any other question, please ask me. Mr. Fario, do you have any question? Mr. Alex?
No.
Yes, Fario?
No.
Okay, please try to solve example number 3 at your home. First solve it. If there is any question comes in your mind, please ask me. Okay, even if you are studying at your home in these holidays, you can discuss with me. I will provide you the complete full-fledged platform for your learning. You can ask me the question at any time. Okay, students are quite enough. Okay, let me mark your attendance. Dear students, please wait. 80 students are present now. Where is my mobile? Well, dear students, this is lecture number 12 of Principle of Concrete Structure Design. The remaining part of chapter number 5 of two-way slab design. Right now, I am marking your attendance and I have 80 students present now. Please wait. Well, dear students, 82 students attendance have been marked. If you have any question, please ask me. If you don't have any question, then I'll see you in the next class. Don't you have any question? Okay, dear students, see you in the next class. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.